Hey there, and happy Tuesday. Sorry for the delay. It's been a crazy day here. I wanted to go live earlier and I knew I couldn't squeeze it in before my piano guy came. I had my baby grand tuned this afternoon, and when he got later, I thought, oh, I could squeeze it in, but then you know how it is, then like you think, do I hear him? Is somebody at the door? Is he not coming? Is he coming? So I thought, okay, I'll just wait. And then he took a great time to tune it. Like, he didn't take too long, but he really did a great job. And I'm so excited. It's like having a new toy in the house. I don't know if any of you are piano players, but I love the fact that now that we're more empty nesters, I will have a little bit more time, because I don't always like to play it when anybody else is in the house, because I always feel like where it's located, maybe it's distracting to other people. I don't know about that. So did that, but I also finally got all of my snowmen put away, all my winter things, and I even had a few Valentine things still out, so I put all that away, got all my spring stuff. My whole house kind of just shines now. It just feels so clean and fresh after getting that out, and never fails, we always have to have one more snowstorm after the snowmen are put away. It's kind of like the calling. Putting away your snowman calls for snow, doesn't it? So doing all sorts of stuff. And then the reason why I'm truly late is I also gave my youngest a haircut, and then as he was done and heading out the door and everything, he's like, just wait, Mom. So he knows one song on the piano, and it is the White Stripes 7 Nation Army, and so he enjoys playing that, and so he wants me to help practice, because he'll play one part and then I come in and play the other part that goes with it, and he thinks that's pretty cool. So anyway, that's why I'm like, good excuse, all right? Okay. Okay, we're the first ones. Yes. Oh, very good, Lori. Oh, yes. And Lori, tell her she is the first one. Yes. Oh, I love it that you have extra people watching. Well, hopefully it's a good one. And hello, Pam. Good to see you on here too. So I am making an Easter card. But it could be, you know, anything. I think this would also make a good confirmation card. I actually made one of these this morning and sent it off in the mail as a sympathy card too. So really loving these products. So let me get my camera turned around here, and you can see a little bit better here. And kind of fitting that I'm doing this because I got all of my Easter things out today too. So it's always a fun time to get some spring colors and Easter out. So here, this is, and it says He is Risen, and this was recently featured at a class, and so I let them have the choices of He is Risen, God is Love, and Thinking of You. So depending on that, like today I did Thinking of You, and then in the inside I put with sympathy, or think, you know, a sympathy inside verse to go with that. So that works out really well. So the paper, this is the vellum that goes with the floral gingham, or excuse me, the paper is floral and gingham vellum that I'm using today, and it is from that suite. The Floral Delight paper also coordinates really well with that, so you can see that too. And I haven't done anything that I've shown you guys with using the vellum, so let me just pull this out so you can see it. So really pretty, a lot of like design to it for being vellum. A lot of times our vellums are pretty see-through and transparent, but this one has a lot of stuff on it, but I love it. So that's so pretty. And then of course the gingham. So that one's maybe a little plainer, but still a lot of color and pattern to that. And I love the lightweight look of that. And then all I am down to for the pattern that I'm using today are these scraps here. So yeah, I'm so used to showing you designer series paper that I automatically turn it over, but vellum is just one-sided because it is so transparent. So that is the vellum that I'm using today. I'm not going over the floral gingham because I've already done that for you guys in a different video. Also, if you would want to give me some feedback. So Lois Anderson, I need to start coming up with ideas for her online party, which I will show you through videos, just like I do for my other inspiration. She'll get 3 unique cards that I make, 1 per day, till I'm done with all 3. And so I'm kind of thinking, oh, do I look for things that might be possibly retiring? We won't know till April 1st. Or do you guys want to see new things, maybe new online exclusives or new things from the catalog? But keep in mind, her party has to close by April 11th. And Lois, you can weigh in on that. I know you watch a lot of my videos, not just the ones that are for your party. And with that, if I show something ahead of time, you can't order it through her party. So that's always the thing. I want her to have a successful party, but you'll get all 3 of the cards I'm making. So it might be fun for down the road to go, oh, there's something, hint, hint, with popcorn in it or pigs in it. And so, or turtles in it. And so maybe it might be fun to have some ideas for, you know, down the road. But like I said, I still want her to have a successful party and demo things that are available as well. So weigh in on that and be honest about that, what you want to see me demo for Lois's party coming up for her demos. All right, and I still have my March host code going on as well. Both codes are open, so if you've already used this, you might go, you know what, I still want to order again, and then maybe give Lois some credit that way too to help out her party. All right, hi there, Julie, good to see you. And Donna and Lori's probably like, yeah, I have a guest with me, so I'll get to stamping. So I will. So the card base is going to be Daffodil Delight. And just going to give that a good crease here. And I end up using 2 4 by 5 1/4 pieces of basic white. One's going to be for the inside and one's for the outside. I'm just going to set my base aside there because I'm going to do my stamping on here. So what I did is cut this ahead of time, 3.75 by 5. Yes, 3.75 by 5. And then I cut out with those arches dies. I cut out the arch from there. And this has the stitching on this part of it. And this part is just plain here. So probably in not too short of a fashion, I will come up with cards that will use this. I already have something in mind. So I hope it turns out like I think. We all have been there, right? Please say yes. You think it's going to turn out fantastic, and then sometimes it really does, and that's a surprise. And sometimes it can be a surprise and it doesn't. All right, I'm going to open up my old olive ink pad here. And from the Faith Collection. So the Faith Collection is an online exclusive, and it looks like this, and it has the coordinating dies. This is just like $38 or $38.50. I think it's just $38 even. So it's a very nice price point for a stamp die bundle. I like to let people know that. And with Easter being a little bit later this year, people are getting more time to create some Easter projects. So I'm just laying the vellum on top where I will eventually put it down with adhesive, but I'm doing this so I know where to put the stamp. And that way, if I were to mess up, then I could always turn it over and do that. But if I've already glued this down, well, then I've wasted this thing. So that's why that was there. Now I can go ahead and, well, actually I'm going to make today's an Easter card. So I'm going to lay that down again, and I'm going to put the He is Risen. And you know what I think would be another good one is the God is Love. Right now we don't have anything for confirmation, but you could always put the God is Love on the front and then put your own sentiment inside or just write in there for a confirmation card too. So that's what we have there right now in the old olive. Oh, So, hello, Amelia. That is so great. I am so glad that she's over there right now, because not often do I do videos at this time of the day. So I think this was meant to be that Amelia can watch right along, because I bet otherwise Amelia's in school when I do a lot of my other videos. So that doesn't maybe work for her. So this is great. All right, I'm just putting some adhesive on, and what makes this vellum different is most of the time when I work with vellum, you don't want to put any kind of adhesive like I am doing, because it's going to show through, but this doesn't show through. And vellum is thinner, so you can see I'm being very careful as I pull the adhesive along so that it doesn't accidentally rip it either. I want to get away from that, otherwise my whites match up and I don't know if I'm getting it on crooked or not. Okay, there we go. So that's on there. And now before I put this on my card base, I'm going to wrap some ribbon around that. And this is the Daffodil Delight satin. Yeah, it's just called satin ribbon. This is 1/8 ribbon, and I haven't had 1/8 ribbon out in a while. And so I just kind of have to go, oh, this is a lot skinnier. I used to love it. And I just need to kind of get used to working with that to tie a knot in it. My favorite is the 1/4 inch for sure. And sometimes with the 1/8 inch, it's easy to have it turn or twist. But if that happens, what I do is I just sneak a glue dot underneath, like if it were to turn. Like this even has a little bit of a twist just because of the ribbon knot that I've turned it. So sometimes I can just push down there and then sneak a glue dot underneath my knot, and then that helps just lay it flat. So that's my little tip or trick of the evening. And I'm just going to trim that off with my scissor here. And then it's ready to get some more adhesive on it. So, oh, and Donna wants to know, where's the sentiment, he is risen? That is also from the same stamp set. Hello there, Jean. So here, let me show this again. So we've got the one background stamp that I have stamped there in the green. So that's all there. And then there's a couple crosses, the palm, and a couple floral images in kind of like a sun ray. And then the greetings that come with this are thinking of you, he is risen, God is love, and let your faith be bigger than your fears. So all very good verses that way. So very good. I love it when you guys ask questions. And I love it because a lot of times somebody else might have that same question. And I kind of was quick in showing the stamp set. And I should show it a little bit longer, especially when it's an online exclusive, because you can't go back to the catalog as easy and have that for reference. Of course, you can go online, but it's not always easy to find things, or as easy to find things online. All right, so now we're going to make the cross here. So I just have a scrap of Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to get out my crushed curry. And this ink is just a little bit darker than the Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to ink that up. I feel like it's dry, otherwise I wouldn't pound on it that much, but it just feels drier than what I normally have an ink pad. And I remembered this morning, because I made this card, like I said, to be a sympathy card, and so I remembered that it was drier, so I could kind of be a little bit tougher or more fierce. Usually I say to my ladies, don't pretend there's a spider that you're trying to kill on top of the ink pad. Just a nice little tap to get the ink going, and you're good. So there's a difference today. All right. Okay, oops, there we go. Just wanting to see if there's any other comments as I get going. Okay, yep, we're all caught up. So now for the back of this, so it looks wood grained, and then also there is another, so here we go. So this is the one I stamped here. There's also a solid one, and then this die cuts out either one of these, but in the dies, there's also another one. Is it right here? Here it is. I like to show this one, and I know I've shown it before, but it is so cool. So this one also cuts out the cross And then it also cuts out some of like the veins in the tree, or like just some of that. So it looks like it's a kind of a raw edge, I guess, or live edge, however you want to say that, of the wood. If you were to put it on wood, it looks very realistic. So that's pretty cool from this set as well. And then for this, I'm just going to pop it up. Let me grab my scissor here. I'm just going to kind of eye that and just cut from this edge here. I love using edges for skinny, long skinny pieces like so. So I'm just going to put that along there. And then these little arms are kind of small. So I'm just going to put like, oops, that plopped right on there, a mini dimensional on each side there, because that just seems to fit that without risking having any of a regular dimensional sneaking a peek out where it shouldn't. So then this is going to go right on top there like that, and it just fits right into that shadow perfectly. And then for embellishments this time around, here we go, I got out, if you remember from the annual catalog, there's like that Mediterranean citrus blooms, Mediterranean looking with the blues and the yellows and the whites and such. So this is from that collection, the Opal Rounds assortment. And so I'm just going to pull out some of the, I think we'll do the white. The yellow would look just as fine too. So I'm just going to do one large white one here. Oops. It's almost like the circle that's supposed to stick to went sideways on it. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab a couple of the smaller ones here and just tuck that close to the greenery up in there. There. Didn't want to release. There we go. So I've got that just for a simple look. I want the cross, of course, to be the highlight, to not the embellishment. Actually, this doesn't want to stay on there, so I'm going to grab a different one. I don't know why it doesn't want to, because I don't see a leftover adhesive circle. All right, so there we have that. And now for the inside, I'm going to just take that palm, that separate palm image, put that down in the bottom corner, because now that's going to coordinate with the palm look that's on the front of the card. Hi there, Missy. And let's see, he has risen. I'm just trying to think if I want to do like thinking of you or God is love. I think I'm going to do God is love. And this is something too, if you're sending it for Easter, you could just leave it blank or just write in there yourself, Happy Easter. So, and you could still do that with the God is love. So it's a really good set. I like the sentiments in there for all sorts of reasons. And I've been seeing lots of blues and browns with this. And so I thought, oh, it's kind of fun that, that you can get a nice look with kind of some of these greens, blues, yellows, and things from the Floral Delight paper, because that paper's been super popular too. So I'm trying to give ideas with things that people have been also getting already. So we've got that. So this comes together actually pretty quick. You look at it and go, oh, that's kind of, you know, a few steps, but pretty simple assembly on it, especially because this green stamp is just the one single thing, so that makes it come together, you know, pretty fast when you have a big solid stamp like that. So there you have it already. That was quick. Whoops, hold on, I'm going to turn this over. Okay. All right, so hopefully tomorrow my day will be less hectic. I won't have a piano tuner. I have already given the haircut. I've already decorated my house and cleaned it. So tomorrow I should be coming back to it at a more normal time. And I do have another camping card for you, because I've been having so much fun with that cute little camping set. So that's what's in store for you guys to see tomorrow. So take care. Have a good rest of your night. Thanks for tuning in for some inspiration. See ya. Bye-bye.